Course Syllabus for MTB-MLE, Content and Pedagogy for Mother Tongue. Course Description. This course includes both the content and the pedagogy of the mother tongue, as well as its underlying theoretical assumptions and frameworks that support its being a foundation for learning of the additional languages of Filipino and English and developing stronger literacy skills of learners. The subject matter content includes the structure of the mother tongue as a language, literature in the mother tongue, methods and techniques of teaching the language, developing of instructional materials, and assessment. Ultimately, the course will develop respective teachers' pedagogical content knowledge of the mother tongue, which is necessary for the effective implementation of the mother tongue-based multilingual education or the MTB-MLE program of the Department of Education. Course learning outcomes. At the end of the course, the pre-service teachers will be able to: number 1, demonstrate knowledge and understanding of the mother tongue both as a subject and as a language of learning, including its structure as a language, literature in the mother tongue, methods and techniques of teaching the language, and research-based best practices in MTB-MLE implementation. Number 2, demonstrate pedagogical content knowledge on effective MTB-MLE instruction through the creation of developmentally sequenced teaching and learning processes that meet curriculum requirements. Number 3, demonstrate knowledge of teaching strategies that promote literacy skills through selecting, developing, and using varied teaching and learning resources, including ICT, in teaching the mother tongue. Number 4, design, select, organize, and use appropriate and varied assessment strategies consistent with the MTB-MLE curriculum requirements. Intended learning outcomes. For week 1, number 1, define key concepts in MTB-MLE. Number 2, identify the national and official languages in the Philippines. Number 3, discuss cultural rootedness as one of the reasons behind the use of mother tongue as a medium of instruction. For week 2, number 1, explain theories relevant to MTB-MLE. Number 2, discuss journal articles providing empirical evidence for these theories. For week 3, number 1, trace the legal and educational arguments for MTB-MLE program implementation in the Philippines. Number 2, discuss the role of teachers and the necessary competencies to ensure the successful implementation of the program. Week number 4. Number 1, examine the language policy considerations for MTB-MLE program implementation in the Philippines through the lens of Spolky 2004 and other scholars. Week 5. Number 1, identify factors affecting the success of multilingualism. And number 2, appraise the criticisms against MTB-MLE. Week 6. Number 1, examine the curriculum guide for MTB-MLE. Number 2, discuss the major approaches to teaching MTB-MLE. Example, communicative approach, task-based, content-based approaches, two-track method, story track, focus on meaning, and primer track, focus on accuracy. And number 3, review model instructional plans. For weeks 7 to 8. Number 1, examine literature in the mother tongue. Number 2, develop instructional materials for MTB-MLE following OBE framework and embedding local literature. Week 9. Number 1, explain the importance of phonological and phonemic awareness of mother tongue. Number 2, compare the sounds of mother tongue to English using IPA transcription. Number 3, design an instructional plan applying phonology and phonemics in MTB-MLE. Weeks 10 to 11. Number 1, describe the morphological features of the nominals, pronominals, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs, as well as standard orthography of mother tongue. Number 2, design an instructional plan using concepts of morphological features of mother tongue in MTB-MLE. For week 12, number 1, explain the connotation and denotation of words. Number 2, design an instructional plan using concepts of semantics of mother tongue in MTB-MLE. For week 13, number 1, discuss the locutionary, illocutionary, and perlocutionary forces of sentences and possible implicatures. Number 2, design an instructional plan using concepts of pragmatics of mother tongue in MTB-MLE. Week 14, number 1, parse mother tongue sentences using TGG model. Number 2, describe the syntactic features of mother tongue. Number 3, write a short essay in mother tongue. Number 4, trace syntactic deviations in mother tongue poems. And number 5, design an instructional plan using concepts of syntax. Week number 15, number 1, develop appropriate assessment procedures and tools or instruments for the mother tongue. For week number 16, number 1, teach a subject in kinder to grade 3 using the principles and concepts learned in the course. Those are the intended learning outcomes, and here are the suggested references.